This is the Zaw setup we're going to be taking a look at today. Now this thing alone is obviously not going to be enough to fight off the CONDRIX, unless of course you like standing on top of heads and pummeling whatever's below with your big shtick. It is absolutely no secret that Exodia Contagion absolutely destroys the CONDRIX. Even the Redeemer Prime is simply outclassed by the damage output of that arcane. Of course, you're gonna want an appropriate Zaw setup to maximize the damage potential, and what I'm using here is good old Spider Swatter. If you've been here long enough, you know that this is the exact same melee I used to do my sub 3 minute Profit Taker solo runs. I was too lazy to build another Zaw, so just sort of repurposed the thing. I say repurposed because the polarities aren't exactly optimal, and I was only able to equip 7 out of 8 mods, excluding the stance, when building for corrosive, which is what you want to do because the CONDRIX, like pretty much all other sentients, has ferrite armor. Now, even with an incomplete build, trust me when I say that this thing still deletes CONDRIX health basically. Even at level 188, depending on the distance, I was able to get through the health stages in 2 or 3 hits at most. If I'm about 30 meters away from the CONDRIX, the distance at which the Contagion projectile reaches max damage output, I can still one-shot the thing, no issues. So if you're looking at getting yourself a similar spider shtick, then a complete build would be to put in all of the 4 main mods for corrosive. Don't worry about attack speed, the base of 0.75 feels more than adequate for launching the Contagion projectiles. You could get a Riven for this, you know, roll for base damage and crits and replace Gladiator Might, but that's incredibly overkill. Though I have checked some of the prices for a Kiwar Riven, they're kind of all over the place, but there are several down in the 150 to 300 plat range, which is pretty good IMO. And with the recent nerfs, you could probably get something for cheap and play around with it for, what, another 3 months before they nerf it again? Yeah. By the way, links to all the builds and resources and just check the description, damn it. Now I know the Play QR Strike is an event exclusive item. If you don't have one, then what are good alternatives? This is what I'd consider if I were to build a Zaw that's excellent for CONDRIX extermination while still being decent enough for normal use against the Abundant Grenier on ground squad missions, for example. Because the Play QR setup I got, as great as it is damage wise, it's relatively slow and the stances are just bad. Clashing Force lets me do this spinny spin thing with the huge arcs in between. It's horrible. So make this, put a standard corrosive build on it, and be happy that you are actually transmitting kill codes faster than most people. Because I've been playing hardcore since launch on PC, found that I've ended up doing 60 to 70% of the DPS consistently as a limbo. There have been so many Mirages, Mesas, I end up doing most of the work as limbo. The only time someone out DPS's my limbo, you gotta love me trying to reinvent English, is when someone is from the Discord server, because they're all really good players. That's why they're in the server. Links in the description, by the way. Plugged it better than most countries trying to plug the holes in their economy right now. I am considering doing a few more videos on Scarlet Spear, like Warframe builds for the solo runners, though I have to say Scarlet Spear, the space runs at least, feel very anti-solo, if you get what I mean. Very not solo friendly, but I've done a lot of testing, so if you're interested in that, then do the YouTube clicky things. If you have any questions or suggestions on a certain Zaw setup that you feel works really well, then feel free to share that down in the comments. Unzip and showcase that glorious EP. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys real soon in the next video.